is due.
I thought you were going to say me, but that's no big deal.
He's the one who I first heard this from. Is yeah, I mean, we know that the temperature increase, the more it increases, the more terpenes you're losing. And if you're going into your grow room, it's 80 degrees Fahrenheit, for example, you're smelling a wave of terps in the face. Is that really a good thing that you've lost all that terps there? No, you probably would conserve those terpenes a lot more if you had just lowered the temps. And typically what people will lower them down to is roughly between 75 and 78 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't have it memorized what that is in Celsius. I don't know if Pigeons does or not.
What was the temperature?
About 78 degrees Fahrenheit.
Like 23,
okay.
24 Celsius.
So lowering it down just for the final weeks, final 2 weeks. Some people do 3 weeks of the grow. They'll lower it down there to bring out the colors, conserve the terpenes, and yeah, that's definitely an old school thing. Something that people have doing for so long that still gets good results today.
Yeah, and I want to be very clear, as genius as I am, I was just growing Chillet OG in the wintertime. It gets cold down here, boy, despite even having, the best technologies. It's a basement. I'm on the concrete. Now, of course, I've got elevation off the concrete, but the concrete still makes the space cold. And so, yeah, I was growing it in the wintertime, and it's cold. So, the temps drop.
It worked out. And I worked in those things. It's one of those situations where you get to experience another spectrum of a particular culture by speaking the environmental impact. And you've got the full preservation of your terpenes, your flavonoids, the esters, the diols. Certain things scientifically need to stay lower in temperature. But then when you start to change the pigment a little bit more with the color manipulation, you get a lot of the eye pain that most of the growers these days are after. So it's definitely a good one to be kind of still being utilized or being more common utilized with it.
Commonly utilized.
We're here for each other, bro. I appreciate you, my friend.
Go ahead. You're winding up.
I can keep on going. Just one after another. Boom, 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 boom. I think another thing that the old school technique that's still used today, it actually kind of died out, but really became more and more popular over the past 10 years is growing in living soil. Even narrowing it down to a super soil. I mean, this is something that a lot of folks have done over the years. I mean, this is before we were even on the born, you know what I mean?
This is like 70s, 60s, right before that.
The plants have been around for thousands and thousands of years, millions of years, whatever, I don't even know, but
you think millions of years.
None of them are using...
Finally.
There was no synthetic nutrients back then, right? There was no hydroponic systems back then. They were just using organic, that was all natural stuff they're putting into the soil, or just putting the seed in the soil and letting nature do its thing, right? Growing naturally. And when we saw that die off over the years as synthetic nutrients became more popular in the 90s, 2000s, people getting really great yields off of it, different grow methods with hydro and stuff, explosive growth, which is really fast growth doing those methods. But when we bring sustainability into the conversation, organic really does kind of win the all-natural route. So we have seen a wave of people go to organic from synthetic, or the new grows are just getting started. Instead of starting with bottles, they're just starting with dry amendments. So, old school way, and still has good results today is using organic or all-natural inputs.
Even in my own time, I've seen, in my own grow journey, I've seen the ups and downs of synthetic, organic. When I first started, it's not that organic's always been around, but it seemed as if a lot of people sharing information online were focused on nutrients that were specific to this plant and that we're able to give quickly. And I'm just trying to make another way for synthetic nutrients. Miracle Grow, talked about this before, Miracle Grow was a very prevalent way to grow our plant in the 60s, 70s. I don't know when Miracle Grow came out, probably more like the 80s and 90s. And it's really what our forefathers, to use that word, really honed their practices in with. And so when I started growing, it was like a synthetic nutrient. It was kind of like the way to go. And then as I kind of progressed through, it's like more people started to, that's when I really saw things like Build a Soil come out. Build a Soil came out. I don't even know when, but I'm thinking around 2015, 16.
2012, I think.
Okay.
Could be wrong.
It got on my radar in well, like there's a few short years, which is pretty amazing. If I was starting to hear about it in 15, 16.
Maybe 2015. I don't know.
I don't know
Don't
either. I don't know. I just, when it got on my radar, and I wasn't looking for it. It's just
Somebody could look it up.
I started to, yeah. And shout out to Jeremy, man. His journey is very inspirational, and I think he's got great product. He's doing his thing, and I'm glad that I can use him as the reference that I have. But yeah, as the Build a Soil or the organic, not Build a Soil, but the organic movement kind of took on, that's where you started to see KISS Organics. You started to see more individual blends, more people. Even I can't say just him, but look at Gaia Green. Look, Mr. I think he had a huge play in getting a lot of people onto a simple, organic dry amendment. Right now, I don't want to give. I'm not trying to inflate anybody's head here because there's an online creator, right?
Stroking anybody else.
But a lot of the books and a lot of things cover alternatives. However,
But it brought popularity and more mainstream in our space.
mainstream.
And I
Brought it
definitely
mainstream. I think is a better. Yeah, you said it.
I think a lot of it too is accessibility of, again, like I said in the lyrics. So we're not at the grocery store with a million branding things that are in our face. We're looking for good options. We see it go online. They say here's what they use. We look that up. We're seeing just what we're looking for. So we're not in a day and age of the hydroponic retail effect, hydroponic store retail effect, where you're essentially just always being bombarded with branding that says bigger bud, faster yield, more types, all this shit that distracts you from your little brown bag that is shitty branding. So we're getting more and more people who are going back to the way of field. And these are things that, again, these for hundreds of years, centuries, people have been using organic inputs and elements. And it's been more normalized for growing herbs since the 70s, 60s, so now it's like we're going back to the original roots, which then also brings us to, indoor, outdoor growing. But as an indoor side, we've got people who are now going back to hypercustodial lights. More and more people have more spectrum tuning to get to the right spectrum closer to hypercustodial, which is crazy because all of us were told HPS sucks, LED's the way. And now it's more and more that LED is, but not just the traditional full spectrum that we're dealing with. The spectrum tuning to more red, because we're bringing out some of these traits that these old school genetics had that our new ones aren't seeing because they're being grown under different parameters. Right?
Yeah, it's pretty incredible that once we made that big shift to LED grow lights, I want to say back in like 2015, 2016, is really when these companies flooded the market. At that point, LED lights were less efficient than HID grow lights. Surprisingly enough, when they first came out, they were just terrible. They were worse than HID grow lights from an efficiency standpoint. Worse. Yeah. But over time, they became better. And a lot of people switched because of how efficient they were and how much money they're saving, the cost saving standpoint. However, during that time period, the past 10 years, you still have hardcore HID, HPS folks that stuck with it. And they swear that they cannot get any better of a profile. They can't get any better of a profile with any other light besides the HPS light. And, their studies are coming out and they're finding that there are things that are happening within the plant and expressions that are happening in that certain spectrum. And it's funny how we're coming kind of full circle. Now we have Thomas over at Grandmaster LEDs. Shout out to him. He's really, I'd say pushing spectrum tuning, but his lights have.
What's the average cost of a phone bill per month in the U.S.?
Costs about $70 to $100 per month.
Most people are paying what?
Ain't nobody paying for no Trump mystery meat. Not to mention, it don't even look right. It's not even supposed to have that thing on the side right there. What's that on the side? Huh? What's that on the side? Well, let me know something. I said, hold up, wait a minute. Something ain't right. Having it shaped like that don't help. That don't help. Man, don't nobody want no meat shaped like, because then it's going to turn brown too early. You know what I mean? It's all fluffed up in the back for no reason. Don't nobody know what's going on. It's excretions coming from it at nighttime. Don't nobody want that. Don't nobody want that. And the animals themselves have been opposed to this meat. I had a horse walk up to me just out of nowhere and tell me, don't eat the Trump beef.
Shout out to all the subscribers and the members here on the channel. Don't forget to like the video and salute to everybody supporting the channel over at thepeoplesgetup.com. I'm Reese Waters, and this is Street Politics. Now, Trump, we need to holler. We need to holler. Now, because Halloween is coming up, and I thought we agreed we was doing the catering truck thing. I thought we had agreed we was doing the catering truck thing. It was really iconic, the number of memes that was able to be generated from the catering truck situation. Ready to upgrade the presidential limo if that's what we're doing. If you just doing it for fun. Huh? Oh, I know you enjoyed yourself in that food truck. I know you enjoyed yourself in that food truck. You probably done passed out. You probably done passed out in the food truck. Now, there might be a future for you with the food truck. And I heard they was doing a reboot of Airplane that you would be perfect for. Absolutely. You would be perfect for the reboot of Airplane as soon as they find somebody willing to play OJ. Not to mention the fact that they bringing back a new Titanic. They bringing back a new Titanic, since you got to be on the survival thing, you know what I mean? Everybody else in the water. They're going to give you a whole new Titanic. And you know what? It works out perfectly because all of the makeup and wigs and stuff that you be putting on a regular basis. You probably don't even got to get in no type of costume or character. You can just go regular. You absolutely can. And since I know you are a businessman, think of the merch ideas. Think of the merch ideas just in time for Halloween. But now I see you going out dressed like Burger King. What is this? Burger King?
First the eggs, then prescription drugs, and now beef. I always get the best deals for America. I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
So you just want to have it your way, just regardless of what everybody else got going on. And how does that even make sense? You seen all the No Kings rallies? You selling meat now?
Understand, steaks. It's my favorite food, and these are the best.
Trump's mystery meat. I ain't paying for no Trump mystery meat. If for no other reason than financial reasons. Because I know you was offering meat for free all throughout the 80s and the 90s, the early 2000s. Anybody that was in a 4-state radius of New York City got offered some meat for free. Ain't nobody paying for no Trump mystery meat. Not to mention, it don't even look right. It's not even supposed to have that thing on the side right there. What's that on the side? Huh? What's that on the side? Well, let me know something. I said, hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right. No, having it shaped like that don't help. That don't help. Man, don't nobody want no meat shaped like, because then it's going to turn brown too early. You know what I mean? It's all fluffed up in the back for no reason. Don't nobody know what's going on. It's excretions coming from it at nighttime. Don't nobody want that. Don't nobody want that. And the animals themselves have been opposed to this meat. I had a horse walk up to me just out of nowhere and tell me don't eat the Trump meat. A horse. A whole horse. I really have no idea what a horse's interest in the Trump beef would be. But the cows agree. The cows agree. Yep, them same cows. Eat more chicken. Eat more chicken. They sure enough did. Warned me and told me that beef's grades was bad as yours. That beef's grades was bad as yours. When you was in school, that's exactly it. It sure enough is.
Don't want you not to beat the pig.
The Daily Delusional. Trump sells out American cattlemen to buy Argentinian beef. Where's the beef? Well, as we all know, it's not from America. Trump, is this what you got going on?
I'm going for a job right now at McDonald's. I really wanted to do this all my life, and now I'm going to do it.
going to be the Argentinian beef that was just rejected by China for being laced with neurotoxic and carcinogenic antibiotics, isn't it? Anytime I've ever been asked a question during this administration, is it the worst of the options? It's literally always the worst of the options.
Choice is yours. Exile or death.
President Donald Trump said the United States will allow up to 300,000 metric tons of product for ground beef to be imported over the next few months without being subject to out-of-quota tariffs. What you mean by product? I mean, I know some people uptown got some product, but they ain't selling it as beef.
Where's the beef?
Some better places give you a lot less beef on a lot of land.
Where's the beef?
Trump also said we have a commitment that this beef will be sold at 25% below current market prices. Trump will formally sign an executive order on a tariff waiver for beef trimmings imports within the next 2 weeks, according to the White House. Now, Trump, I got a quick question. So you said you're allowing the import of 300,000 metric tons of product of something from where? Check the from in the corner. Just read the from, because you got to put that at the front.
On the beef deal, which countries did you make that deal with? What are the terms of
deal?
What beef deal?
I don't want to say which countries, but there are a few countries, but they're going to be sending in the highest quality beef, and it's something that we need.
You don't want to say which countries. I don't even eat no meat if I don't know what store it came from. You want me to not know what country it came from? That's what we're doing? We gotta ask the cows. Hey, homie, what set you claim?
Oh, let me get a roast beef sandwich, hold the beef because I don't like the bottom.
The tariff relief is for ground beef. The U.S. normally imports beef, blends it with domestic beef, and grinds it in the United States. But this is for already ground beef. Donald Trump wouldn't say where it's from. Argentina was mentioned today, but not necessarily as a source for the ground beef. Argentina has had issues in the past with chloramphenicol in the beef, which is prohibited in the United States for animal consumption due to risk of a fatal blood disorder for humans. Okay, can we at least get some assurances that, because we would be depending on Trump's FDA. Wow. When you put it that way, we can't really be assured of anything under this administration now, can we? Well, we learned that early.
Delicious beef tenderloins, very special beef. And I want you all to know that Bobby Kennedy, who's right here, personally ran over the cow in his car.
Trump plans to temporarily loosen beef tariffs and import more ground beef to lower grocery prices. American cattle groups are furious. America First apparently means importing cheap beef when the polling starts smelling like burnt steak. Hey, Trump, that polling been burnt. That polling been burnt. Hey, that polling is tougher than the well-done steaks that I be eating in public, shaking the whole table and everything. That's how tough your polling is right about now. Ain't no saving that.
There's the beef. Now it looks like a pilot.
America has a beef problem. The cattle herd is near a 75-year low. That helps explain high beef prices. Trump's solution, temporarily allow up to 300,000 metric tons of cheaper ground beef imports. The goal, lower prices for consumers. The complication, high cattle prices are also the incentive ranchers need to rebuild the herd. Cheaper imports may reduce that incentive. Economists also question whether the import volume is large enough to significantly lower grocery prices. The policy question, are we lowering today's beef price by weakening tomorrow's beef supply? Hey, I got a comment. So you said that it's enough beef to lower beef prices, but not enough beef to substantially affect supply. Well, that just sounds like a lose-lose, don't it?
Hey, good morning, guys. John here. I'm not sure about the rest of you, but as a cattle farmer, cattle producer, or cattle rancher, believe that President Trump and Secretary Rogers just kicked us in the teeth yesterday by saying that they're going to import foreign beef here to the United States. This plan that he's actually talking about, you can go and look for yourself. The Cattlemen Association at the national level, every state is coming out totally against it. And it's 100% because it's not going to have any real effect on prices of beef in the grocery store. The reality of it is the packers control everything. Until we address the full packers and how they control everything, we're doing absolutely nothing. Mr. President, your decision is going to run ranchers like myself and others, don't make any difference, big or small. You're going to run us out of business, and we will never, ever be able to rebuild the herd. Right now, yes, everyone knows the herd is the smallest it's ever been. But with this action for the next 90 days, what it's doing is pushing down the price of beef that we sell to the sale barn that ultimately goes to your table. This action that the president is doing is not doing anything to help the American people. He thinks it is. I wish he would listen to the Cattlemen Association and others that understand agriculture, because the reality of it is right now, what this is happening to us is straight up bullshit. There's no other way to do it. So I just want to clearly put out there, I'm totally against it. I'm going to fight every day for our farmers, fight every day for our ranchers, because somebody got to get to D.C. that understand agriculture and to understand with agriculture. Because right now, if we continue on this path, we're going to run agriculture and run cattlemen completely out of business. Guys, thank you for all your support. Look forward to talking to you out there on the trail. But this, I couldn't even sleep last night.
And you know what, Trump? It's not just the ranchers that are mad. The bodybuilders mad too. The bodybuilding community, the bodybuilding influencers are very upset.
The latest thing the government is going to tell you have to accept, here it is. You're going to eat foreign ground beef and you're going to like it. And they're telling you that it's going to lower beef prices. You talk about America last. That's about as America last as you can get. When the President of the United States is undercutting our own ranchers, our own beef farmers, Americans who are trying to raise their cattle under the smallest herds since 1951, trying to raise their cattle under a New World screwworm threat. And now they're having to compete against foreign countries who have been guaranteed by the president that it's 25% less than the market price. This is outrageous. Republicans were elected in 2024 for one reason, and it was for Make America Great Again. And the key word in that four-word statement is America. Government intervention like this, subsidizing foreign beef imports, is one of the most repulsive things that I've seen out of this administration, and I cannot believe it.
This morning, Trump proudly announced a deal to lower beef prices by reducing quotas and tariffs on imported beef. But that's also an admission that tariffs increase prices paid by American consumers. If removing tariffs lowers prices, then imposing them must have raised prices. You thought we weren't going to know this? You thought we weren't going to know this? Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. But you were right with MAGA. They don't notice nothing. They don't notice nothing. So they're going to be none the wiser for the thing you did right in front of everybody's face.
Domino's new s'mores lava cakes are only $6.99 when I mix and match, which means they're going in my cart, which also means I can stop pretending I like camping when I really just like melty marshmallow.
Well, folks, let's talk about this imported beef that Trump has talked about. This so Texas, Paul, hope your coffee is as good as mine. Yeah, I hope it's better. I really do. I was out reading the obituaries this morning, disappointed again. So I decided to do a little bit more reading, and I went back and touched on the 2025 project one more time. And because everything about this beef just kind of was jogging my memory, and sure enough, there it is, spelled out in Project 2025 that the Heritage Foundation, the right-wingers put together a roadmap for this administration is to cause food insecurity, so that you will be desperate enough for them to destroy regulation.
Now that is interesting. The idea of food insecurity and it being baked into the Republican plans in association with Project 2025 is definitely not a new one, and we've seen a lot of moves in that direction. But if you want to say the idea is to eliminate regulation, well, they just unilaterally do that all by themselves now, don't they? We certainly can't poo-poo that motivation. Now, this may be the one that we're holding on to, the last vestige. But when they are occupying the FDA, well done, MAGA. Well done. No, I don't mean that steak that you could finally afford.
He said, the steak company, and we have Trump steaks. And by the way, you want to take one, we'll charge you about, what, $50 a steak now, Mo?
The dark side of this announcement is that they want to put Texas ranchers out of business so they can use their land for data centers. It's the same thing they're doing to farms. That is what's been happening to farms, which brings us to the FAFO portion of the program, because we've been here repeatedly when it comes to the American farmer. Now, haven't we? Yet here we are. 92% of cattle ranchers in America voted for Trump. He just bankrupted them all. I guess they're not financially motivated.
92% of ranchers voted for this man, just to be clear. The one who just sold you out another 300,000 metric tons of beef that we're going to import with no tariffs, 25% below the market value. How does that help our ranchers? How does that help our farmers? I'm confused. It's giving screwworm beef is a bigger deal than we thought. Furthermore, when he floods the market, it's a mystery where it's coming from. He refuses to tell anybody where this mystery meat's coming from. I cannot wait to see how Ken Paxton and Greg Abbott manage to somehow spin this to Texas farmers.
And Lord knows Ken Paxton needs all the help he can get. I mean, he has needed it for quite some time. I have no idea why Texas allowed this man to continue to represent them. But then again, they continue to trot out the Cowboys. So, you know, I can't give you pride.
Well, the Dallas Cowboys' slim hopes of winning the division have gone from slim to almost none.
GOP lawmakers criticized Trump's beef import plan amid blowback from ranchers. House and Senate Republicans criticized President Trump's decision to suspend tariffs on ground beef imports, with lawmakers from agricultural states decrying the impact Trump's decision will have on farmers. Nebraska GOP Senators Deb Fisher and Pete Ricketts said in separate posts on X that Trump's decision was unwise.
I'm like, Miss Moore, first, it's this. It's not my salesmanship. It's what? This. You know what that is?
Senator Tim Sheehy of Montana also cited the hardships American cattle farmers would face as a result of the president's decision and referred to conversations he's had with Trump about the issue. Rep. Ashley Henson, who's running for Senate and received Trump's endorsement in the race, also penned his announcement, writing on X, "I want to lower prices, but this is a bad idea." Senator Chuck Grassley of Iowa wrote in his custom shorthand on X, USA cattlemen should always be put first through America First policies. Well then, I can say to all of the GOP reps that weighed negatively on this, well, you know what can lift your spirits. You just have to reflect upon the many times that Trump has done the right thing by other folks, potentially at his own expense. You have to reflect upon the selflessness of the man and thinking about the likelihood of him coming to save you. Good luck with that. Hey, make sure y'all pack heavy. Make sure y'all take you some beef. Take you some beef with you. I was like, from Merriweather Farms, betrayal. Merriweather Farms. I know that ain't who I think it is.
This may get stuck in your head.
Yes. That ain't Dear President Trump, we love you, we support you, Merriweather Farms, is it? That ain't to the unhinged leftists wishing that we go out of business for supporting Trump. We regret to inform you that our sales are up 108% this week, Merriweather Farms, is it? Can't be. Can't be. That can't be, dear POTUS Trump, we love you and support you, but your suggestion to buy beef from Argentina to stabilize beef prices would also be an absolute betrayal of the American cattle rancher. Oh, it is that Merriweather Farms. Wow. Well, it's just appropriate.
Yeah, you can see, the more you surround, the more you're going to find out.
Hey, Merriweather Farms, I got something for you. It's some maggers in your comments that's here to pick up your spirits. Okay, of course, it's a lot of centrists, a lot of leftists, a lot of liberals, a lot of never Trumpers that you getting ate up. You getting ate up right now in the comments. We can do a whole drag you. We can do Unleash the Dragon right now. Okay, and we might, but it's some maggers in there for you. Yes, yes, yes. Ranchers and beef processors have purposely kept cattle herds at historic lows, which results in the cost per pound of beef to skyrocket. Now they're upset Trump has responded by opening up a pathway for cheap foreign beef to enter the market. Increase your herds, dummy. Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot. They don't allow any opposition to Trump, regardless of how factual your experience might be or instructive for other people. They don't allow any deference from Trump. Sorry, Merriweather Farms. No, no, no. But if it makes you feel better, it's the exact same energy that you were giving the people about the big, beautiful bill. Mm-hmm. Right back at you.
You're going to learn today.
From the National Cattlemen's Beef Association, no cow-calf producer in America is asking for increased imports, undercutting American farmers and ranchers with inferior products from foreign competitors, does nothing to create market confidence or encourage rebuilding the herd. National Cattlemen's Beef Association. You seen your mentions? You seen your mentions? Huh? Oh, yeah, they brought up that thank you, President Trump. America's farmers and ranchers stand with you to pass the one big, beautiful bill that he ran through against the wish. Yeah. Yeah. You getting that up? Matter of fact, we might give you the second half of that Unleash the Dragon. They doing you so filthy. They're about to drag it. They're about to drag it. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Oh, they're about to drag it. Pull yourself up by the bootstraps and stop asking for government handouts. That would be the honorable thing to do. That would be the honorable thing to do. Yeah. You know, hey, be the change that you want to see. Huh? Bootstraps? Bootstraps. If anybody got bootstraps, y'all should have bootstraps, okay? Don't act like you don't know where they are.
We've tried to lay into the White House that it does not have the effect that they hoped it would. Anytime you interfere with these markets and push those off, the only people that are going to make money is the big packers and the retailers. There's no guarantee they pass that along to the consumer. And it has a big ripple effect in the chain the other way, down the chain for the ranchers. We're finally seeing some profitable times in ranching and signals that would make us make the herd grow and then we see these knee-jerk reactions with the government interfering, and it's going to have the opposite effect. I think we've got to stop interfering with a free market system, let the market be the market, and understand beef is high. That's everything is high.
Sir, you said everything is high. Everything is high. Not just beef, but everything is high. So the economy is what? Shambles? Who you vote for? Huh? No, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Who do you vote for? Since we going with everything is high. Huh?
It's relative to me. You know, you look at a $6.50 pound of ground beef, and what's a box of cereal cost? $15?
Did you say cereal is $15? What you eating, gold flakes?
Or a latte? I think it's really disheartening that the administration wants to continually attack the cattle side of things when everything's high, and we get that, but why go after the cattle sector? And when we finally become profitable, to have the government shake it down just because we want food prices to get cheaper doesn't sit very well. My question is, when we're not profitable, then what does the government do to prop us up? And we don't want that. The industry, none of the ranchers that you deal with or I deal with, we don't want the government running it. We want a free market system that works. Just give us a fair shake. Let competition do its thing, and supply and demand will do it. And we always end up overproducing. Can say that out loud because history tells us. And that's when we'll see these prices come down, is when we overproduce again.
Sir, I just wanted to jump in right here. So you're saying that these moves won't have the intended effect, but they will on you. They will devastate you, but do nothing to achieve the aims that we're looking for long term. In other words, just a massive historic level of incompetence on display, affecting the American people. Who you vote for? Huh? This you? Won't have the intended effect? Really? So much has.
Tariff Tantrum says, I concluded a deal to substantially lower the price of ground beef for working American families. As everyone knows, under President Joe Biden, beef prices soared.
Oh, watch this. Under Joe Biden, we had our own beef. Under Joe Biden, we didn't need to import 300,000 metric tons of beef from foreign nations. Under Joe Biden, beef was 25% less expensive. Under Joe Biden, ranchers thrived, Americans filled jobs, and Americans bought domestically raised beef. America first, right?
I bet y'all miss Uncle Joe, huh? We missing Uncle Joe, huh? Probably want to delete some tweets that we posted. Yeah, we sure enough do. Well, you know what? Hunter is on X. You can hit him up. I'm sure he'll be sensitive to the whole thing.
And as it relates to Donald Trump, look at him. Look at his son, his daughter. I mean it, all of them.
You won't help American ranchers importing a bunch of foreign beef. No. You didn't get the email that went out about this? That ain't the party line. Hey, Meriwether Farms, Cattlemen's Association told me, hey, y'all listen to what Trump said you need to leave. That's what you've been doing so far?
Oh, don't you? And is your bill more than $15 a month? It is? Say, hypothetically, you can choose any plan. 3-month plan, 6-month plan, or a 12-month plan of premium wireless for $15 a month. Would you switch? Maybe? What if that plan was unlimited? You cut.
The president expects people who are serving in his administration to be loyal to the country and to be loyal to the administration.
From Gunther Eagleman, Trump just cut a deal on ground beef. For the next 90 days, the U.S. will allow up to 300,000 metric tons of ground beef in with no out-of-quota tariff. That beef will be sold at 25% below current market prices. that does two things at once: lowers the price at the grocery store for working families and gives American ranchers breathing room to reduce the cattle herd that got crushed under Joe Biden. Biden left us with record high beef prices and the smallest herd in modern history. Trump is fixing both. This is how you put Americans first. Now, I'm not even going to address Biden left us with record high beef prices and the smallest herd, which is happening now. I don't even what. Hey, he said, yeah, listen. He can give me off the reading room. Very well thought. He can give me off the reading room. There you go. There you go. He can give me off the reading room. Everybody's like, there you go. He can give me off the reading room. We give him target reading room. We give him target reading room right now. That's what y'all think. No, that's what y'all think. That's what they say you need to believe. You hear it? That's what they say you need to believe. What's your actual experience got to do with what Trump said you need to believe? Come on. Believe this. The rancher price is still the only affordable beef is in shares. Then the limited price and use the USDA rule about shares as an excuse. They did this to themselves out of greed, and the USDA shouldn't have been allowed to force consumers to buy half the number of cow to be able to afford it. Trump was so good to you farmers, and you got greedy. Now you say you can't afford to upkeep herds, and you go out of business. You got plenty of relief funds. You're all alive. Hey, that's that MAGA compassion. That's that MAGA compassion and MAGA empathy right there for you. Full display. He greedy. He said he's greedy. Hey, imagine if you greed in defense of Trump. Hey, I'm looking so good. Nasty work, right? Nasty work. Very good. Nasty work. Somehow, I told you so, doesn't quite say. I went to 185-year-old dad because I'm a Trump fan. And whenever I criticize any Trump decision even slightly, he'll get personally offended and won't want to talk about it. So I've avoided voicing my disdain over his attacks on Nazi spending, ag, etc. when dad is in the room. And then after the beef import announcement, then he shook his head sadly and said, I really don't think you give a darn about anyone who is rich, and sure not about ranchers. Never wanted to believe that until today. There wasn't a more stalwart Trump supporter on the planet. Trump is losing the mood. That's what it is. That's the one thing I do. I know you don't want to say nothing, so I'm gonna help you out. I think I'll throw this one. I need a harmonica just for that. I would literally buy a harmonica just to do that to me. Hey, cue the music. Trump says we'll be having ground beef imported at zero tariffs, but suspiciously refused to say which country. Then coincidentally, a New York Times investigation revealed that thousands of horses were sold by the administration's Bureau of Land Management. These cases have alien lost their protections and ended up at the slaughter pipeline through a bureaucratic loophole. Who wants to bet that the reason Trump refused to say which country the ground beef is from is because the companies who bought the ground horses are making it into ground horse meat stole his ground beef. You're interested in making these stunts, but you don't know where to start. Spoiler alert, it's our creative task. So let me give you a tour. It'll be quick. Create is split into two different categories. One for fun and the other for organizing your creation. When you click create down at the bottom here, will show up
Let's say export for you want to know that spinning out all these windows isn't required. It's simply about giving you the option. Their brand name as white. On desktop, it needs help writing lyrics or reading style. But this kind of thing, this will help flush out your prompts and lyrics in full song with in-depth description. And if you want to learn more from that, you can comment below. Lyrics.
This is live from the self-storage today at the June Global Bell.
Trump, is this true? Tell us something. I didn't know that. Trump has been a con man his whole life. And a question of coincidence, the Trump administration announced it was importing ground beef the same day they were exposed for slaughtering wild horses. He knows he's been consistent in his business practices. If we're being honest about it, he's very consistent. So what's your favorite thing here, President? It's a big American. Trump sticks was a failure the first time. Yeah. But I don't know anybody that is, so I don't know what that was like. I wouldn't let anybody that bought a Trump steak in my life. Trump steaks are the best you can give. One bite, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. They've recently been rounding up wild horses and sending them to be slaughtered. Now there's all of a sudden meat coming from countries he doesn't want to say. So enjoy your horse meat, everyone. Oh, he is absolutely using horse meat. Hey, tap that. Did it hang or did it move? I don't know my meats like that. Normally I take it as a badge of honor, but now it's a liability. I don't know. Hey, y'all be careful out there. Hey, what y'all doing?
Because and all I was doing that down in Trump going to import 300,000 tons of beef to the United States. Come on, just let's see what AC is talking about. The biggest problem that I have with this beef guy, when it first started happening in Texas, with a cow was getting sick, baby, I backed away from beef. I was like, we're going to eat them. So I select them out of this beef, baby, because they'll take you one thing, you see a whole other thing going on. So we just going to slow it down. I was saying, we're going to get it out of her, baby. Then all of a sudden, we got left there alone. So we have no concerns for the people. Donald Trump, about this beef that's going to be imported. Where's it coming from? He said, well, I put it out there that it's coming from several different countries. I mean, the highest quality of beef, highest quality of beef is going to come in, but I'm not going to take you what country it's coming from. What? You have to tell me what country that my beef that I'm consuming is coming from. Not to mention, highest quality of beef. People very well be thinking the beef with the wild horse goes together and the recipe to buy those institutions and those institutions. Put it in the pack, not the food soda, and throw it in our local food store to the beef, whatever it is they came up with. Baby. We about to personally, guys, and it's going to help my body anyway, because beef takes the longest to digest. I'm going to go on with some fish, chicken, or some turkey. I know my body still going to crave for a little bit of the beef, so you'll sprinkle beef in there from time to time, not putting it out.
You see that? Sprinkles some beef. It better be some whole beef. You sprinkle some whole beef? Yeah, sprinkle some whole beef.
Just a little bit of sprinkle to my body, don't beef no more, baby. When during our time, they ate the food of the tree, and the fish out the lake, out the river. They ain't go through all this old extra stuff down the extra things down, and they made very much part of the block. So these people now, buy your eastern here, so creating so much of something our food, they wonder why our bodies go through so much stuff and all this cancer cells and blood pressure, diabetes and all this stuff. Man, it's all the unclean eats and the stuff that you put I get a caffeine headache no matter what I'm drinking, coffee, or whatever the case may be. If I don't get that Coca-Cola, I can get over there. Your body don't want to be so dependent on something that is excess. So, you know, like you are an addict, like you have to withdraw from something. I'm literally having caffeine withdrawal. That's right. I can't wait to continue to work my way through these withdrawals and see those motivated and see what's going on with our business journey. That kind of system, you're going to see what I see right here.
Oh, she's smart. She's smart right there. I like her. I like her. Hey, she overqualified to be an administration. We didn't listen to her. And she was the one making straight to herself. Good, yeah. But, hey, also, like the others, Trump. Transparency is your friend. Y'all have never been about that action.
Instruct the world of my heart to face wild obstacle courses. They all take steps. You have to be flexible to grasp